Sweet. I didn't realize he was standing behind me, just staring at me this entire time. Sewing. There's actually been a lot of progress on this suit since the last time we streamed. This is actually the thigh that we're working on today. As you can see, there's most of a bodysuit here. And I think I just threw my scissors. I did. Oh, now I'm running them over. Fuck. Got it. Whew. This stripe, in particular, is the biggest stripe on the entire bodysuit. So, it's gonna take me a while to sew it in. But that also means it's like half the thigh. So, once when we get the stripes sewn in, that's half the thigh that's done. It works out. But we are officially almost done. Husband! Yes, it's a lot of stripes. There are, I want to say 50 in total. And that's just like naming the yellow sections, not including the individual black bits in the middle. Because it went up to 27, which would be 54, but not all of them are doubled. Just most of them. Because it's mostly symmetrical. There is a section on the back that isn't, and that just has like 2 or 3 individual stripes. So it'd be around 50 total. This suit officially has the most amount of pieces for a bodysuit that I've made, assuming I know how to count, at 115 pieces. 117, who knows? Like I said, I can't count, so it might be 115, it might be 117. It's a lot of pieces though, so it's been a lot of work. Upside, we're most of the way there, so that's always fun. Downside, it's a lot of hand sewing. Like, hello baby mans. A lot of hand sewing. I don't mind too much. I prefer to machine sew all of my bodysuits, but I really want these stripes to look good, so we're gonna hand sew them so we know they look good. Eesh. Amber, thou art here. Yeah. Look, Amber, I'm sewing. Do you work today? Because I have ideas for when I'm done streaming. Probably not immediately when I'm done, because I'll have other stuff I'll have to do afterwards, like let the dogs out and feed them and stuff. But, maybe if you want to. You're at Amber! You better be on break. What are you doing down there? Little goofball. Forrest is over here knocking everything over. It's nice out here, finally. It's in the 70s this week. I think today's actually one of the hotter days. It's supposed to be like 80. It's all supposed to rain today, so it's gonna be a pain in the ass to close all the windows later when it starts raining. Especially that one, because I have to climb under the desk to open and close it, and it's currently propped up with a wooden stick, pretty much, because it doesn't stay in the window on its own. It definitely doesn't stay up, but it also doesn't stay in the window. It will legitimately fall out of the window. Which, you know, the desk kind of helps with, actually. Kind of convenient, not gonna lie. But that one's a pain in the butt to open. That's okay. We get to have all the fresh air. 94. That's what we had last week. We had it was in the 90s, feeling like the hundreds last week. But it's supposed to be in the 70s here for the next weekish. I know! It's so nice. I miss having normal weather and not crazy storms and hot weather that makes everything 85% humidity and then melting on top of that. It's awful. And of course the children, the doggos, always want to go run around outside. Constantly. And I'm like, I don't want to run around outside. You guys go outside. And then they don't want to be outside by themselves. And I'm like, I don't want to be out there. It's hot. I will cook. I don't know how they don't cook. Forrest is currently upset with me because I said the word outside like 3 times and he wants to go. He keeps looking at me like, outside? Play? Running around? Don't worry, they got to run around a bunch this morning. Forrest is only loud as shit. Because he barks constantly. Like, even with the bark collar on, when he's playing, he barks constantly. And he's so loud, he echoes off the neighborhood. I'm like, there's no way we don't get a noise complaint from the neighbors one of these days. Just from him running around. Row, 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 row. It's funny, though. He's fine. He's fine. Because his favorite thing is to play like chase, right? So he likes when I chase him and can't catch him, you know, and he likes to chase me in laps around the house. So what I'll usually do is I'll throw a toy, and then I'll run in the opposite direction. And he hasn't figured it out yet that I run when I throw the toy. And if I do it right, I can get most of the way around the house before he sees me. And it's funny, because as soon as he knows that I'm running from him, he's like yapping. He's screaming when he barks. He's yap, 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 yap. But then as soon as he starts catching up, the closer and closer, it's like a freaking radar. The closer and closer he gets to getting me, the more it gets into his big boy yelling voice, and he goes from yapping to row, 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 row. And I'm like, what the fuck? But he's just so scared I'm gonna leave him behind. And then he's gonna catch me. And it's so silly. He's a goofball. And then 9 times out of 10, not 9 times out of 10, but I'd say like 6 out of 10 times he's at some point going to faceplant and roll over. Just full speed, just into the dirt. He does that a lot. Like, I'll throw a toy for him and he'll smack right on down into the dirt, and I'm like, ooh, that can't be fun. And then he gets right back up and he's back to running. There was, the other day, I was running around our shed out back. We have this little tiny shed by our garden. And I tucked behind there to hide from him to see if he'd run after me. And he did. He knew I was back there. But when he came around, Sarah came with him. So she rounded the corner. I'm like, oh, there's Bingus. And then next thing you know, at frickin' Mach 90, trying not to hit the cornfield behind us, he's trying to stop and turn. So he ends up slamming his shoulder, flipping upside down, sprangling little legs everywhere, rolls a couple times, and then he's right back up. I'm like, how did you not break a leg doing that? Like, sometimes I wonder how he doesn't snap his neck. He's a crazy little man. And he doesn't know how to use his brakes, so he's not very good at stopping. But he's pretty zippy. He gets skedaddling. Ugh, I need you guys to understand, I spent so much money. Because I had to order a lot of things. So, first off, I had to order zippers, as fursuit makers do. So that was an order from Wawak. I've got some zippers coming in one of these days, probably like a week from now. That cost me like 20 bucks. I ordered some stuff for a project from a company that I forget what it's called, actually. But it's gonna be me trying out some funky stuff with tails, and if it works, it'll be cool as shit. Every time, you're like the 3rd person that said that. It is a lot of stripes. Oh, that's just really funny. I'm sorry. Because that was like the first thing Spade said when he got in here too, was, oh my god, stripes. Whew. Whew, I'm sorry, that was just really funny. But I'm ordering some stuff for Tails, and if that works out well, I'll be able to offer some new stuff for Tails. That'll be really freaking cool. That was only like $140. A little expensive. Then I had my Amazon cart, which had stuff for another project, stuff for the con, because I want to upgrade my displays for YumaCon and stuff. They kind of need the upgrade, and it looks kind of sad, honestly. So I got that, I got like little page protectors, I got spray paint, I've got electronics that I'm ordering for a future project. All in all, that cost me around $200, $250-ish. Then I had to order fur for a commission as well as the future projects, so that was another $200. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Point is I spent like $400 yesterday just ordering so much stuff, and now my spreadsheets look horrible. Like, I am so far in the negatives, it's not even funny. Currently at Wally World because I thought I was wanting... Something I was wanting was going to be here, but it's not, and now I'm looking for a belt. Well, at least you can get a belt. It's Walmart. Walmart always has belts, but that's something I hate, is when I specifically go to get something somewhere and then they don't have the thing I thought they had that I need. And I'm like, no, I drove all the way here. It's part of what I like about ordering online, except for the fact that you can't see or feel what you're ordering online. I actually, just today, got some fur in from Big Z, because I ordered some samples. I do like ordering samples from Big Z, because they do give you free shipping on it. And they give you good sized samples. They're not like these little teeny tiny squares. They're decent sized. But I was trying to see how their grays compared to what I was actually looking for shades of gray, and the texture quality of their fur. I ordered their long pile fur. I can actually show you guys. I ordered this. This is their solid shaggy long pile faux fur. It's like 1.5 inches long. 1.5, 2 inches. It's not bad. It's not the softest fur I've ever felt, but it's not bad. I don't think it would shave well, unfortunately, which is what I was hoping for. And the colors on their shorter piles did not seem like they'd match as well as I wanted them to. But this is their oyster. I really like this shade. This one's nice. This is their gray. Nice and floofy. And then this is their charcoal, which is, of course, charcoal-y. This wasn't dark enough. This was a little bit too light. This was perfect. But these are my backup colors anyway for the project, because the furs I really want are currently out of stock, but they're supposed to come in stock in like the next month or so. And I would much rather use those furs from Howl rather than these ones from Big Z. Also, I'm noticing... Hold on. This has a much denser pile. These are the same kind of fur, and this one has a much more dense pile than this one does. That is interesting. Why is this one so much thicker? Yeah, see, because this one I feel like I could actually shave down. This one, I feel like if I were to shave it, it would instantly show the backing. It's not nearly as dense. Like, you can see the difference from the side view. Oh my goodness, that's so weird. Here, I could show you. Hold on. That is so weird. I don't know how well you guys can see that comparatively, especially with us being backlit, but you can see how the bottom side of that darker gray is much more dense. I'm too far to this way. Hold on. If it'll focus. Come on, camera. I believe in you. It's much more dense than the oyster is. That's really interesting. And then the charcoal is about the same density as the oyster. That's weird. Why is this one color so much more dense? I don't know. But that's an interesting thing to keep in mind when I order from them. Because I don't order from them often, but every now and then I'll get furs if I'm really stuck or if I need a specialty fur. Because they do have a lot of, like, funky colors that are fun to use. Want one of those prank gum things that shock you. Ooh. Yeah, it might be just an online thing. 'Cause I don't know. You could look at the... I feel like that would be in the kids section with all the toys and stuff. If they did have it anyway. Well, why are you driving all the way to Mobile multiple times a week, Amber? That's so far. What are you going out there for? Lizards? Lizards, lizards, lizards. It's lizards, isn't it? Oh. I usually get, for belts, I like to get, is one of them in here, actually? It's not. They must all be in the bedroom. I usually get the ones that are woven, so you can put the belt loop anywhere you want. Because then, even if it's a little bit too big, I mean, you can go as tight as you want to, so. But those are just the ones that I personally like. But no lizards. Oh, well, what are you going out there for, then? Driving all the way to Mobile like a crazy person. I hate driving in Mobile. It's awful through there. Specifically on the highway through Mobile, I should say. There's a lot of, like, blind on and off ramps that you can't see. And then suddenly they're there, and you're like, ha. Once when you know they're there, it's not so bad, because you can be ready for it. But, you know, driving through there not knowing there's a ramp there is kind of awful. And they give you, like, 10 feet to get on the highway. Ah, got you. A fancy belt. See, I don't get fancy belts. I get bland, stretchy belts. But usually I'm wearing a fursuit anyway. Like, it's a full suit, so most of the time it's hiding underneath. You don't see it anyway. But yeah, that makes sense if you're looking for, like, a cute belt. Is anyone going to the Fur Bowl at the end of the month? Obviously, Amber isn't because she's not here. But, you know, maybe she's going to fly in. Amber, are you going to fly in for the Fur Bowl on the 30th? You should come fly in for the sad little bowling meet that they have up here. Oh, that's right. You'll be in Chicago. So Jay won't be here for it. I think... Aren't Pixel and them going to be gone too that weekend for something? Or am I crazy? I thought they were also not going because they had something they had to do. Odds are I'm probably not going to go this month either. Just because, well, first off, it's a long drive. Second off, there's really not much to do at the Fur Bowl. It's a lot of just standing around. Which is fine if you know, have people that you're meeting up there to talk to, but eh. Ooh, a zoo! That sounds fun. I feel like the zoo is much more fun than the bowl. Oh, she had her baby? Is it a cute baby? Are you dying again, or is this just a normal doctor's appointment? Because knowing you, you have a habit of just dying for fun. For anyone who's confused, this is my sister, by the way. Pig Mom is my sister, so I'll talk to her how I want, thank you. She deserves every little bit of grief I give her. Not really. Oh, cute baby. I feel like babies are cute until they're your baby. And then they look cute, but then they're a pain in the ass. And you're like, oh no, baby. They're work. I wouldn't be able to handle having a kid, honestly. That's too much stress, man. It's hot in here. I might have to actually close the windows and turn on the AC because it's just muggy now. Oh, that's right. Your sister's having a baby too. Babies everywhere. It's exploding babies. Everybody's having them. I forget. There's too many people having babies right now. Can't keep track of them all. Isn't there... I feel like there's someone else on top of those. Bye, Spade. Have fun. I hear you made cookies without me. Kinda rude. We've got this thigh stripe halfway sewn in. It's shaping, guys. It's shaping. Oh, that's right! See, I told you, there's so many people having babies right now. I forgot your sister was pregnant, even though I just saw her the other day. I'm really hoping, with how much progress we're making on this suit, well, hopefully you'll be lucky. I'm sure it'd be nice to go in and see her. What? See, sometimes shapes shape weird. I don't know. Because this is supposed to be like this. Yeah, that's right. Okay. These curves are so big, and yet so... This piece, in general, is all one piece, but it's all, like, looped around itself multiple times. So it looks nuts, and it's driving me nuts, gonna be honest with you. This is just a funky piece of fur right here, this little black piece. And then, of course, there's one on each side. He was supposed to be a girl. Made her ill and tried to come at 26 weeks. Oof. That's early. God dang. He's gonna be a little troublemaker. He's gonna be the problem child. That's alright. The ones born early grow tough. I would know. Oh gosh darn it. It's before my shift, you betcha I'm calling in. Yeah, I'd call in too. Eek. Is this your sister's first kid? Because I feel like you've said before. Well, you might want to miss the actual birthing part. That's, from what I hear, that's kind of intense. Personally, I don't want to be on either end of it. The birthing or the receiving end. Because the birthing end is painful. Like, ooh, that sounds like a lot. And then on the receiving end, you gotta see that come out of somebody, and there's like wet stuff and blood and pain. Ha! I don't even want to think about it. 2 surgery. Good lord! He tries to escape his swaddle. Oh, and poor baby. So little and already needing surgeries. Right. Odds are you'd be in there for a while. Hopefully it's not a super long birth. There's some people, they're in labor for like days, quite literally, like well over 24 hours. And there's other people that are like, oh, 30 minutes, pop, there's a baby. And it's like, how did that just slide right on out of you? I feel like that's not how babying works. Looking cool is always better than not looking cool. Just don't die of heat stroke. It's actually pretty nice out though. Not too bad. Although it is a little warm out now. I think, here, I can look and see what the weather is here. I know you guys are a little bit further away, but clicky searchies. It says it's 74 right now, which I feel like is a lie because this does not feel like 74. But also there's like no wind right now. There's no breeze whatsoever, so it's just kind of a standstill with humidity, and it's like, eh. The humidity is what's doing it. Ugh. Making me feel sticky. But otherwise, it's nice out. Not too bad. If only there was a breeze. You sent me pictures! Oh, but it's on my phone, and I'm using my phone as my camera. Oh, did you send it on Telegram? Did you send it on Telegram? You better have sent it on Telegram. La 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 la. Because I can look at Telegram on my laptop. We're getting sidetracked, guys. Hold on. Amber, you did it. You don't Telegram. No. No. Amber. The baby. Amber. It's not showing up. Gosh darn it. Load Telegram. Show me the baby. There's the baby. Oh my goodness. Ah. Oh, he's so wrinkly. He's such a wrinkly little man. He's got the world's tiniest little tootsies. Ah. I'll probably be back on later if I'm still on. I'm gonna go to Saginaw. Alright, well, have fun. Don't die driving. Drive safe. Odds are I'll be on here for another hour and a half, so I'll probably still be here by the time you're done driving. But the baby's so cute. He's so little and wrinkly. Little wrinkly baby. Babies come out all mushy. You know? Like, they're always so smooshed. Which, like, obviously, they had to, you know, be born. And that takes a lot of smooshing. But it's just so weird that they always come out so smooshed. He's alright. He'll round out and be super cute in like a week. Maybe 2 weeks. He's pretty smooshed. I've seen some ugly babies. There's the trend on TikTok. People that are like, I thought my newborn was cute. I must have been crazy. And then they show their baby like as it is now, you know, adorable. And you're like, oh, it can't be that. Oh my god, it's that bad. What is that thing? Some of them babies be fucked up when they're born. But it's okay, they're supposed to look like that. Ads. So now, we're still sewing the same stripe. He gets a pass, he's still cooking. There you go, see, exactly, he's still cooking. He's a little underdone. They gotta stick him back in an oven. Different oven, but still gotta put him back in an oven. He's so teeny tiny though. Ugh. When do you get off of work? Cause I'm thinking maybe we play some Repo Waiter. Probably not super late though, because last time we could. We just have to. I'd have to move to the bedroom, which would be a pain in the ass. Because normally I play in the living room at the desk. But I feel bad because I get really loud when we're playing Repo, and we 100% kept Noah's dad up the last time we were streaming. His room is right on the other side of the living room wall, and I was being so loud. But we'll have to play Repo some more, maybe. Maybe we play some more Repo. Just a thought. Ah! Ads, no! It said they were over! I was asking what time you get off of work later. Because maybe we play some more Weepo later. Unless you're busy. It's fine. I have other things I can do, like playing Stardew, or Roller Coaster Tycoon, or, you know, sewing this freaking bodysuit like I'm supposed to. Or probably going outside with the dogs, because they're gonna want to skedaddle around. They always get antsy by the time it's the end of stream, because they don't like sitting still for 2 hours straight, God forbid. Nice. So what I'm hearing is at 6:32 we start playing. Ah, my time, gotcha. So what I'm hearing is we'll probably be eating. God knows you'll get home and you'll be like, I'm home, and I'll be like, crap, I'm eating dinner. That's alright. But we could maybe play. We could maybe play some Weepo later. I just really have to get at least these big stripes sewn in. Because I would like to show you guys how far we've gotten. But I can't really put this guy on the dummy until I have these big stripes sewn in. Because otherwise there's giant holes everywhere. And it's a pain in the butt that way. There we go. Huzzah! I really like the game. Minecraft, dead. We don't care about Minecraft no more. Only Repo now. That's alright, I'm sure we'll go back to Minecraft eventually. For now, Repo. I'm trying to convince Noah to buy it sooner rather than later. Because I need Noah to play too. Okay, I was like, this one doesn't look zigzagged, but it is. Of course it is, I'm not crazy. No more Minecraft, Jay. We're all done with Minecraft. Do you want to play Weepo later, Jay? Ugh. I gotta pick you up tomorrow, right? But Jerker King, no! Yeah! Yeah, see, I figured you would need at least a nap if you were gonna do anything at all. Have you done your drugs? Yes, tomorrow, okay. I was pretty sure, but I wanted to double check. If it's super hot tomorrow, I'm gonna drag this entire bodysuit in. And they'll have to suffer watching me haul this thing in Yay for drugs. Hopefully they kick in soon. No one needs to do his drugs. Anyway. Well, yeah, if you're feeling up for it later, it would be dope. Otherwise, it'll just be me and Amber. This stupid die. So freaking thick. I'm very excited for a lot of things. And a lot of things depend on other things getting done and being doomed. Like, first off, I want to finish this commission, like, yesterday. I want to see it done. Because look at all these stripes. Look at all these freaking stripes. Oh, I'm sure I made some stuff. Like, tell me this doesn't look cool as shit. It looks cool as shit. And I want to see it all together and done with the padding and everything. Amber! I'm over here making sure Jay does their drugs. Jay's actually good about doing their meds. Do your meds! But, brain hole. I forgot I was talking about. Oh, first off, I want to see this done. It's gonna look so cool when it's done. And I want to see it done. But also, once I get the once this one is done, I get to start the next commission, which I also really want to start because it's got a lot of cool stuff to it, and it's going to take me a while to finish that, like probably about 2 months to do the next commission. It's a big commission, and it's got lots of cool stuff with it, and I'm excited for it. Just like I'm excited for this one. And the commission after that is a bird commission for that pre-made I made a while ago, and I get to do the wings and the feet for it, and I'm so excited. Because I want to do the wing sleeves. I already have the wing sleeves patterned, actually. I just need to double check arm length, which they're about my size anyway, so I shouldn't have to adjust it too much, if at all. Maybe don't have a heart attack? This is a tiger, hence the stripes, but we're just doing the bodysuit and the feet paws. The feet paws are already done. We did that a few weeks ago. But this is a black and gold tiger. So, stripes. The next one is an otter, and then the one after that is the cockatiel. And then after that is the personal project that I am really wanting to do, that I've already ordered most of the stuff for. So, very excited. Especially since a lot of the stuff for the personal project is like 50-50 on whether or not it'll actually work. And it's going to take me some effort to get it to work. And then on top of that, there's the con in November that I got to get set up for. And I'm also very excited because it's been so long since I've been vending. I feel like Artist Alley doesn't necessarily count because it's Artist Alley, you know. But I am actually vending in a marketplace. I'm vending at Umicon in their marketplace in November. So we'll be down in Detroit, and it'll be fun. It'll be nice to see everybody in all their cosplays and stuff while we're there. Yes, an otter! He's got a pretty simple design overall. Like, it's a lot of browns and tans, solid colors, not like a whole bunch of designs and stuff. It's pretty like tan, darker colors, you know, like pretty solid, large patches of color versus 80,000 stripes, you know. But there are a lot of extras that are going into that commission, like that one I believe is going to have, that one's going to have built-in shoes, so that is a thing. It's going to have bodysuit lining. This will be my first ever suit to have a fully lined bodysuit. I normally don't line them because that's just more fabric, but some people prefer it, so we will be lining the bodysuit. And then, I'll be honest, I forget what else it has, but it has a lot. I can look and I can tell you guys what all is actually going to be in that commission, because this one doesn't have a whole lot for extras. It just has the adjustable outdoor feet, which are pretty standard. But the otter is going to have a head zipper with a pickable nose, an extra tongue, some eyelids, a pocket in the head, whiskers, of course, plush teeth. It'll also have a tail pocket, and they want me to provide a belt for them, which is easy enough. Just gotta find one that fits their dummy. And then they got plush claws on the hands and feet. They want 5-finger hand paws and feet paws, which means I'll actually have to redesign my feet paw pattern a little bit. Hello, baby mans. That was a big stretch. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Hello. So 5 fingers, 5 toes, outdoor with shoes. They want it to be slim digi, which we did discuss. I am not good at slim digi. I've only really successfully done it once before, and that was honestly years ago when I didn't even know what I was doing, so I don't know how I managed that. Do I smell good? Oh, that was my mouth, bud. Hi, hello. He also wants a body pocket, the body lining, and then we get to do a newbie kit, which those are pre-made up. I already have some of those. A fish prop, and a head bag, which it's been a while since I've made a custom head bag for a suit, and I like doing those. Those are fun. I do think, actually, though, I'll have to go into the details of what they wanted. I think I have to actually order fabric for that. Just because I don't think I have any. Me. And then also a zipper for it. Gosh darn it. I just ordered zippers. Now I'm kind of mad. Oh well. What? What are you mad about? Are you a baby? Are you a No. Oh, it's a baby. Oh, it's a baby. Oh, it's a baby. Hello. I told you he gets antsy. I'm gonna lay down for a whole hour. Oh, are we getting booty scritches? Are we getting booty scritches? Hold on, we're getting the booty scritches. Yeah, is that good? Is that good booty scritches? Hi. Hello, baby mans. Hi, hello. Oh, okay. Guys. Good lord. You're gonna get stabbed if you keep putting your face right by my needle. Any cons after February? I have no idea yet. I know that I have Yuma in November and then MCFC in February, but that's kind of far out at this point. I don't think I'll have any cons after that. But I'm always applying, so. And that's the thing too, like I might apply for something after that and then not know if I'm going or not until like the month before, which is awful, honestly. I kind of hate it, because then I can't plan anything else, you know? But I don't think I have any. Why? Why are you asking? Because I don't think I have any cons after February. You gonna come up here and go to con with me? I'm trying to drag Noah to MCFC this year. One way or another. Speaking of, I actually have to keep an eye out for the hotel room block whenever that opens. I don't think that'll open until a little bit closer, though. Because that doesn't usually happen until a couple months before the con, a few months. See, the thing is I could technically book a room now and have a room ready, but it'll cost more. Alright, you do your stuff, Jay. I could book a room with like a cancellation policy or whatever, and then if I happen to get a room in the room block, then I'd have a room in the room block. The thing is I know darn well for the whole weekend it's gonna be probably about $1,000 just for the hotel if I go directly through the hotel, which is expensive. Insanely so, actually. Oh, you go come visit? When are you moving? Do you know yet? Do you know when you're moving yet? Do you know where you're moving? You gonna move up here? You should come move up here. Bring all your friends and move up here. No, but, me. You want to kidnap my son for a weekend? Babysit him? Yeah, I'll let her kidnap you too, Bingus. Bingus misses you, by the way. I think she just misses attention in general. Ah, gotcha. I was gonna say, because if you move soon enough, you could come up for the con. It would only cost a few $100s. I might be able to let you share a hotel room with us. I'd have to talk to Noah, though, because obviously. But I'm still trying to see. We're still figuring out whether or not we're actually vending at MCFC. They haven't told us yet. They said they were going to tell us around mid to late August, so hopefully, fingers crossed, sometime soon, we'll know. Forrest is just very upset that we're not doing fun things right now. He's always upset, though. Always mildly inconvenienced. But hopefully, by the end of this month, we'll know if we are vending at MCFC or not. Either way, we're going. Yeah! And then we can do all the things, Amber. We can do all the stuff and things. Just keep in mind, I am broke, so the stuff and things will mostly consist of sitting in the living room at home. Because that's the way it goes. But if you come up for the con, we can wander around in Detroit and do fun stuff. I'll have to bring Leo with you or something. If you even wear Leo. No point in bringing him if you're not going to wear him. Someday we'll get you a real fursuit. And not the monstrosity that is Leo. I don't think you're that crippled, don't worry, buddy. Besides, it's not, you know, super freaking hot up here 90% of the year, so you can actually breathe and walk around without melting. And there aren't hurricanes trying to kill you. It's great, you'll love it. It'll be nice cold weather by the time you come up here in February. Downside, it is Valentine's weekend. which a lot of people were kind of upset about because it's Valentine's weekend, which I guess is super important or something. I don't know. I usually just go out for dinner. Leo would make you anxious? Why would Leo make you anxious? Is he too snug? Is that his problem? Are you worried about getting stuck inside of him or just being blind because he's horrible? Leo, for those who don't know, Leo is the first fursuit I ever made that I then gave to them. And he's pretty much been sitting in a closet ever since. Really? I'm gonna have to talk to you about that later. He's so freaking blind. I honestly wonder if I can't at the very least rip his eyeballs out and give him some new ones. That would like be a major upgrade just for him in general, would be putting some different eye blanks inside of him. But his head is still so small. But ripping out his eyeballs shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. And then we could give him some nice eye mesh that you can actually see out of. Or you can do what every crazy person does and spend thousands of dollars in the dealer's den and just buy a new person. It's okay. It's those people that keep the fandom alive. There's no way he's a little big. It's Leo. He's tiny even on me. Granted, he's got the moving jaw, so... Someday, when I have time and money, we'll make you an actually good suit of whatever you want. With all the good stuff, with the good vision and the good ventilation. Not super tight on your head. You know, all that good stuff. Hi, hello, can I help you? I don't think so. Apparently my son has to pee. So, I don't remember my hotkeys. Is this it? No, none of these are it. Alrighty, we're back. We have returned. Forrest tripped and fell up the porch. Because he's special like that. Yes, you did. Crazy little man. That's what he gets for trying to sprint everywhere. But yeah. So we will be going to MCFC. The question is whether or not will be vending at MCFC. Because either we just attend or we vend. Which would be a lot of work. Because that means most of the days that we're there. Like, I think, because when does Dealer's Den open? It's like 10 to 6 or something like that. So we'd be in the Dealer's Den probably from like 8 to 6 or something. Because we usually have to do a little bit of setup beforehand. But I also plan on booking an extra day. So we'd leave on Monday and not Sunday. Just because that'll give us time to tear down and relax without having to rush out before checkout time. Which would be nice. I have to lint roll with this bodysuit just because there's so many fuzzies from like all the black fur and stuff everywhere. And then of course the Bingus hair that I can't imagine how it made its way into the bodysuit. Bingus. So I'll get a good lint roller. I need to lint roll my car too. There is so much dog in the back of my car right now. Because it really desperately needs to be vacuumed, but also because like the Bingus fur has stabbed into my leather seats. Like it is in there. And I'm like, how? It's leather. She's got some very stabby hairs. But you got your pillow? I see that. Could you not? Could you not? I see you got your pillow. You gonna come cuddle with it over here? He's got his pillow. Forrest. You gonna come lay down with it? Yup. Oh, I guarantee you there's so many nose prints all over the back window. Forrest! You little shit. Reason number 2 of why I have to lint roll them. Because somebody smears them all over the floor when he lays on them. It's not your personal blanket, sir. Dogs. At this point, I've kind of given up on keeping him off of fur when it's on the floor. I actually am planning on making him his own little fur blanket to lay on, because he really, really likes laying on fur. And for the life of me, he's like a cat. I just cannot keep him off of commissions. I can get him off, but then he comes right back like 10 minutes later when I'm not looking. And there we go, we got one big old thigh stripe somewhere. That looks much, much better. Heck yeah. Look at that. That is so good. That is so freaking good. He's looking so good. Forrest, I believe I need the stripe that your snoot is on. If you do not mind. I know, the cats drive her nuts. I can't believe she let you get more cats. I can't believe she lets you have half the lizards you have. She would have never let me get lizards. I was mad when she let you get guinea pigs. She wouldn't let me have a hamster. Because they stink. Guinea pigs are just giant hamsters. They stink just the same. And now I get to put in another giant stripe. Hi, we're making progress. Hold on. Let me do a few stitches on this so it doesn't fall out, because I just tied this stripe on. We're doing those big old thigh stripes because I didn't get very far last night with sewing those on, at least. But everything from the thighs up is done and double stitched. And now we're doing these stripes. Shoot. Yeah. So you can see beating stuff up. We got this thigh mostly done. Don't mind all the craziness underneath. But we got most of this thigh. And I think this is the bottom of the knee right here. And then this is part of the ankle, I think. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. That might still be thigh. But we got most of that all sewn in. It's looking real good. I'm hoping... once I get this other big stripe on, we can actually put him back on the corpse, on the dummy, and have a good look at how far we've gotten. Because we're making good progress. Assuming the thread behaves with me. Come on, there we go. And then, I forgot. My brain has disappeared. No more brain. That's the way it goes. We're actually, because this is stripe 22 out of 27. Hi, Quinn! We finished the other stripe, now we're on to the other big stripe. But this is stripe 22 out of 27. So we've done about 42 stripes out of 50-ish, which means we're pretty freaking close. Pretty darn close to being done. At least with sewing the bodysuit. Yeah, well, Saginaw doesn't necessarily have a good internet connection. But Reinhold. All that's left after sewing all these in is to do the paddings and then the details on the bodysuit, which should be easy enough. Oh. Okay, cool. Things were looking funky on my end, and I just wanted to double check. But it should be fine. But yeah, he's mostly done. Hoping, big hoping, that we can have the bodysuit all sewn up by the end of this week, I think. I think is about when we'll get it done. By Saturday-ish. Now, granted, that's an estimate, so, you know, it might take a little longer, it might be a little quicker. It all depends on how fast it actually works up. But I think we'll have all the fur sewn by then. And then everything else should only take a day or two to do. Because the body padding works up really quick. Details like doing the lining for the booty hole and the neckline are usually pretty quick too. The neckline takes a few hours usually because I hate sewing bias tape and it's so slow. Because I sew all of my bias tape by hand rather than by machine, because machine sewing bias tape onto fur is for some reason a pain in the ass. So I always hand sew it. I think I've only ever machine sewed it once, and it did not turn out good. So, not doing that again. My shift changed tomorrow, and I'm actually happy because now I don't have to close like it used to be. Ah. That's nice. I was never a big fan of closing either. It's better than opening, though, if you ask me. Opening, you have to get up way too early, but closing is so much more work than opening. I usually used to work 8 to 4 most jobs. So I was there kind of for opening, like right after opening, but never actually opening. Although there's a few jobs that I've had to work closing for, and I never liked it. Well, I feel like with closing, they give you so many more jobs to do on top of whatever you're doing, and they expect you to be done somehow magically within the span of like 10 minutes, and it's like, I can't mop all the floors and vacuum and doing all of that on top of your regular stuff within 10 minutes because they don't want to pay you more than they have to, you know? And then the next day, they find some reason to bitch at you because, oh, well, you didn't do something right. It's like, you do it then. You do it. They always want to blame it on closing. And it's always over stuff that's not even important in the first place. Like... And it drives me nuts. So I don't like closing. It's annoying. But I don't like getting up for opening. There's some places that don't open until like noon and it's not so bad. But having to be up at, 5 a.m. to open is stupid. We get it, Amber. You work all the time. That's why you have so much money. I also work all the time, though, and I do not have so much money. I have redone the math that I did about a year ago for how much I make per suit, right? And while the average price of my suits has gone up, it takes me longer to make them now because I've changed how I do some things. Like now my heads are fully lined and they didn't used to be. Quality has gone up in general. There's more extras that take more time to do. Stuff like that. So at the end of the day, even though I'm selling a fursuit for $4,000 or so, I'm still only really getting paid $5.60 an hour, which is pennies. So this year, hopefully, we'll bump our prices again. Maybe I'll make a livable wage sometime, eventually, someday. I'm also hoping that I can offer some other extras that are more valuable, if that makes sense. Like electronics and stuff. But those also take a lot of time, so... It is what it is. But if I can do cons, I can pre-make a bunch of stuff, not take... And hopefully sell it for decent monies. We'll see, though. Thanks, Amber. Mom keeps talking about buying all these mansions. My mother, she showed me a house the other day. I feel like you guys have to agree with me. Is it not outrageous for a 4-bedroom house to have 7 bathrooms? Like, I kid you not, this was a house that was listed. It was 12,000 square feet. Absolutely, literally a mansion. But it only had 4 bedrooms. And then 7 bathrooms, only one of which was a half bath. So 6 full baths and a half bath in a 4-bedroom house. I feel like that's a crazy amount of bathrooms. Like, that's insane. And my mom's like, well, if you have 2 people per bedroom, that's 8 people. So technically you're short a bathroom. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. But why are we all shitting at once? And she's like, maybe our chef gave us food poisoning. I'm like, maybe we should fire the chef. But I don't know about you. Like, I feel like the house isn't so big that you need that many bathrooms across your house. Like, it is a big house, don't get me wrong. But yes, 7 bathrooms. 7 bathrooms in a 4-bedroom house that is 12,000 square feet. Which, for reference, is literally 10 times the size of our house. You're right, IBS. It's the IBS house, you're right. Everybody is shitting at the same time because everybody has a sore tummy. Everybody has a tummy ache. That's fair. If everybody is dying of IBS, then that makes sense. But I feel like not all 8 people are dying of IBS in this house. It's so many bathrooms. It is so many bathrooms. I feel like you could turn some of those bathrooms into more bedrooms and still have enough bathrooms. I just thought it was silly. I think that house was also like well over $1 million or something. At least 800,000, I think. I don't remember. It was on Zillow somewhere. I don't know. But it had a crazy... It was so weird. We like window shopping for houses we can't afford ever. He's fine. 2.5, was it? There was an island that was only $1 million, and it had a house and 4 cabins on it. Plus, it came with a pontoon. I think it came with a couple pontoons, actually. And then a couple smaller boats. And I was like, you know, for $1 million, that ain't bad. But also, the house and all of the cabins were in very poor condition. Like, they weren't... You would need to do a lot of updating and remodeling on them. Plus, I don't think the cabins had water or electricity. I think they were literally just cabins. And then the house was the only thing that actually had plumbing and electric to it. But shoot, a house on an island is still not bad. I think that was... Where was that? Was that in Michigan? I think it might have been up off the peninsula somewhere. I don't remember. I don't remember a lot of things. I have the memory of a potato. Isn't that right, Bingus? Yeah. Oh, is Jay still in here? No, Jay was doing PT. I'm gonna do something that Jay is gonna think of as unspeakable. I'm gonna surprise all you guys. Guys. It's water. It's carbonated water, but it's still water. Look at that, I'm hydrated. Jay would be so proud. That's as hydrated as I'm getting, though. I don't get more hydrated than that. That's enough water for the rest of my life. I do not like drinking water. This is Amber. I do not like drinking water. Mainly because it makes me feel sick. Ironically enough. Like, if I drink more than just a couple sips, I feel like I'm going to throw up. Which is weird because it's just water. But it makes me feel sick to my stomach and it's awful. So I don't drink water. I also don't recommend doing a shot of soy sauce. For those who weren't there to experience it or hear the story, I once did a double shot of soy sauce and I almost died. Turns out your lungs can in fact try to hiccup their way out of your body, and it is painful. It hurts and you cannot breathe, even if none of it went down your throat. Just don't do it. It is not good. That is like the last time I chugged the shit out of some water. I almost drowned. Maybe it is genetic barf water. Water is just, I don't know how, I don't understand how people can drink it. Forrest! Stop it. Comes in here whining at me. Good lord. You big crybaby? What are you being a crybaby for? You were just outside. You're leaning into me so hard, you're pushing me into the wall, bud. You rolled my chair. Hold on, it's cuddle time. The baby needs some cuddles. Yeah. The baby needs some good scritches behind his ears. How about under your collar? You go, baby. You go, baby. He's looking at me like, oh, big stretch. Oh, big stretch. Was that enough stretching for you? Okay, cool. Cool. Can you lay down? Can you put your penis away and lay down, please? You little pervert. Come on, lay down. Forrest. Lay down. Thank you, good boy. He gets himself all worked up and then he gets overexcited and he doesn't want to listen. Thank you. Boys. But yeah, no, water is so gross. Like, there's nobody over there. Like, it's not even that it tastes gross. It tastes like nothing, and I hate that. It doesn't taste like nothing. It tastes like something. And half the time, the taste is bad. But, like, just something about water being in me, it's so liquidy in me. It's bad. Like, I also really don't like drinking broth. Like, I like the flavor of, like, chicken broth and stuff, right? Like ramen. The broth is delicious. I cannot, for the life of me, just sit there and drink the broth, though. Cannot. Absolutely not. I will throw up all of the ramen I just ate. It's awful. But you were supposed to go lay down. He acts like we don't do anything with him all the time. But I promise you, we were running around before stream, and we'll probably run around after stream, and we'll probably run around later. We go outside multiple times a day to just run around and play, to try and get all of his energy out, and we do puzzles and stuff with him. And yet, he's a little psychopath anyway. He needs to learn to chill out for more than 30 minutes. Yes, you do. It's okay to be bored sometimes. It is. He's very smart, but he's also so stupid. Like, Sometimes getting him to do things is like pulling teeth. Like, he just does not understand a basic concept. And you're like, what part of this don't you understand? I've seen you do it before. And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then there's other times where, like, you know darn well he understands what you're asking from him. And he's just pretending to not know because he doesn't want to do it. Like, asking him to sit or lay down when he doesn't want to. He will very much just look at you like no thoughts, head empty. And be like, I've never heard that command before in my life. Because he's a little butt. He's a big old butt. Yeah, yes you are. But honestly, I think a lot of it is just he's going through his teenage phase and he doesn't want to listen, so. Sometimes we have to make you listen, huh? You know. There's a lot of times where I'll ask him to lay down and he won't, so I have to actually make him lay down. Which he does not like, because he doesn't like me, you know, moving his legs and stuff and making him lay down. And then if he does stuff that he knows he's not supposed to and gets in trouble, he gets put in timeout, which literally consists of just him tied up to a table with a leash for like 5 minutes. And he just does not like that, because that means he can't run around and do whatever he wants for 5 whole minutes. So, it works. In fact, there's been multiple times where all I've done is just click the leash next to his collar at the table. It's not actually on him, but he thinks it is because he heard it click. So then he lays there, even though he's not connected to the table at all, and cries about it. Because he doesn't want to be in timeout. And, like, it's right, it's in the kitchen, you know, it's the kitchen table. He can see most of the house from there. He's not confined for super long or anything like that. It's just timeout. But he doesn't like it, because then he doesn't get to play or anything. And if he's really, really bad, we put him in timeout in the bedroom. Because then he doesn't get to see everybody for 5 whole minutes. And he has to be by himself while everybody else has a fun time watching a movie or something, you know, for 5 minutes without him, God forbid. So that usually works pretty well. You'd be surprised how far the silliest of punishments could go. But then usually if he does really good, he gets cookies and stuff. Everybody gets treats. Like, we did real good for our blow dry after our bath yesterday, because he got a haircut, so he was all greasy from his haircut. So then he got a bath. He's not a big fan of baths. He's kind of a little shit in the tub, honestly. He's not awful. Like, he doesn't bite or growl or anything. He just doesn't like the tub, so he skedaddles a little bit back and forth in the tub. And it's like, I just need you to sit still. Which he's getting better about. He's getting better about it. But he does really good for the blow dryer, like, for the most part. He doesn't like stuff being by, you know, his shoulder area, or, like, the top knot, his hair. Which makes sense, you know, it's loud, it's scary, it's windy. But for the most part, he just stands there, sits there, whatever. His big thing is he doesn't want to stand still for you to blow dry him, so he's like, alright, I'm gonna go do whatever I want now. And I'm like, no, I gotta finish blow drying you first. But he was real good for it yesterday, so he got a big old cookie for that. And Bingus, of course, is jealous, so even she tries to come over and get blow dried. Even if she hasn't had a bath, and even though she's scared of the blow dryer. Because she really wants a cookie. Yes, you do. You're a good baby. Hey, but you're a good girl. You don't whine at me all day long. You hang out. You're a good girl. And she's just over here in her chair, hanging out. But dogs, man. There's so much work. I think, honestly, Forrest might be the last dog we have. Not because, you know, he's that bad of a dog. He is a good dog. It's just dogs are so much work to keep. between all the vet visits and licensing and food and, you know, taking care of them in general. Lunchtime, yay! Love food. But just in general, like, taking care of a dog is so much work. And then with, you know, this kind of a job, I'm going to events multiple times a year for an entire weekend, you know, and I have to have someone that's able to watch them. Because, like, Bingus used to go with me. She used to go to cons and stuff with me when she was working as a service dog. But now she's retired and she can't do that, so I have to have someone who's able to watch her while I go to cons and stuff. Which was easy enough before with Noah staying home. He could watch the dogs, but now he's coming to cons and stuff more often too. So we gotta have someone else to watch the dogs. And that's not always the easiest thing. And also, having a dog is expensive. It is so expensive. So I think Forrest will probably be our last dog. Probably our last pet in general. Unless we get, like, some fish. Because, like, I like fish. You know, they're cute. And then you can have an auto feeder for them while you're gone for a weekend. It's not like we're ever gone long enough that an auto feeder wouldn't work. But then you gotta pay for a fish tank and clean their tank and stuff like that too. And it's always, it takes up so much space. Pets are hard. Pets are so much work. Which sucks, because, like, I miss having parakeets, you know? Like, I had parakeets when I was younger, and I always wanted to get, like, a conure, a green cheek. And I would love to, but I just don't have the lifestyle for it, unfortunately. It doesn't really work out. I don't have the money to pay someone to watch my animals all the time. And I'm not home all the time. I gotta go places, do things. And Forrest has to look out the window. But now I got half of this stripe sewn in. Oh, I got fuzzies on my nose. Driving me nuts. That is another thing that sucks about making fursuits, is that there's just so many loose bits of fur everywhere all the time. Like, this shirt's already covered in little fuzzies. So by the time I'm ever done doing stuff with fursuits, it's just 80 children stress me. That's what you get for having so many fish, Amber. It's too many fish. I feel like that's so many. It's like running an aquarium in your home. Not just a fish tank, a whole ass aquarium. Which, like, if I had a normal job, you know, it wouldn't be so bad. Because then I could just be like, oh, well, you know, I work 9 to 5, and then I come home, and that's it. That's the end of the day. Every once in a while I go on a vacation, so I hire someone. But I have to travel a lot for this work, unfortunately. And he's not bright. He's not a... He is bright. He's just a little... He's young yet, so he's not trained enough to go on trips like that. And he probably won't be for at least a couple more years. And Sarah's too old for trips like that. Say, huh? It's too much walking for you. Yes, it is. Plus, honestly, bringing a service dog around everywhere is a pain in the butt. I originally got them because I had no other option. And now I finally have medication that works. Granted, it makes me feel like shit, but it works. So I don't necessarily need a service dog anymore. And now it really is a hassle to bring them everywhere. I boop the Bingus. The Bingus gets booped. Bingo, you want to boop? Can you boop me? She's not moving. She doesn't want to. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Bingo gets the boopins. Yeah. She's laying here like, what just happened? She looks like she's both super comfy and very, very uncomfy right now in her chair. Yeah. Oh, Bingo. Like, she refuses to get up, but she's definitely feeling a little stiff, I think. Yeah. Are you comfy, Bingus? I feel like what we need to do is get her, like, an actual dog bed over there. Love for the granny. Grandma get some wubbins. Yeah. Did the grandma get some wubbins? Yes, she did. She really likes this chair. I don't know why. She barely fits in it. As you can see from her little feetsies kicking around over there. There's no way that's good for her back or her hips or any of it, but she really, really likes the chair. I feel like she needs like a little flat bed in that corner for her to get in and out of, but whatever. Chair is the chair is. I think the chair needs to be washed again, honestly. What I need to do is actually take the chair apart. It's one of those circular folding chairs, you know, that she just happens to like sitting in. But the seat cover doesn't come off the frame, it's all sewn on. So I'd actually have to pop the seams and redo it in order to deep clean it. Because I've tried carpet cleaning it and it's just so gross. It is not. No, I have to actually wash it at some point. Which I might do sometime this week, maybe. Because it's bugging me. You're an oily child, Bingus. You're an oily, oily baby. And shoot, she's 10 now. She's old. You're old, Bingus. It's gonna be really sad once when she gets too old. Yeah. The only upside is there'll probably be less of your fur around. But then there'll be less of you. She's like, I don't care, I'm taking a nap. She's comfy. She's also hot. Like, she is panting in her chair right now, but she refuses to get out of it for some reason. Bingle. Bingle the bongle. Yeah, you know you don't have to be here, right? You can go lay elsewhere. You can go lay on the couch in the living room. She's like, no, I'll stay right here, thank you. She does this every time. Huzzah! I'm glad you're back. Are you dying over there? Bingus is not gonna go retire with you. She was upset enough when Dad came to visit and then left. She gets upset enough when I go grocery shopping without her. Oh, big stretch, Bingo. She lives here. Very dead and very tired. Well, hopefully taking a nap will make you feel better. If not, tomorrow I'm sure you'll feel better. Hi, Forrest. Hello. Oh, big stretch. Yeah. He's being a butt today. I don't know why, but he is. Okay, good job, buddy. There we go. Oh. Oh goodness, it's already 3:30 here. And we haven't even gotten 2 stripes done. I think this might be all that we get done in this stream, is just these 2 big stripes. Just because they're so big. These ones are taking a while to sew up. And then of course I'll have to go back over them with the sewing machine. So... but then we'll have made really good progress. Aww. That would be sweet. It's something that I would like to do if I had the actual time and space to do it. Like I said, you know, with work, traveling a lot and stuff, I don't actually have the time to keep any more pets without it really just being them, you know, in a cage for a weekend, you know, having to be babysat by somebody else. Granted, it's not that often. I only do it a couple times a year right now, but in the future it'll be multiple times a year, hopefully, you know. So every other month or so, I'm having to be gone for an entire weekend. It just isn't realistic for me. But if not, then I'm not doing shit here. Hey, that's for cuddling with, you know. Not for chewing on. He really likes chewing on his pillow. Hi, Bingus. I feel like you're gonna have too many animals in your house, Amber. Between your fish and your lizards and your old retirement kitties and doggos. See, the thing I worry about is, like, what does one do with a dog that passes away, you know? Because, like, growing up, like, we had Odie, right? You know, we didn't really keep too many of our dogs otherwise. But, like, Odie, she was put down because she was having a lot of health issues up at the end that just weren't good. So it was better to put her down rather than to have her live out miserably, you know, constantly sick all the time. But, like, I don't know that Bingus is gonna go out that way. And, like, what does one do with a dog that just, like, gently passes? Like, because I don't know that we could. She's a big dog. I don't know that we could bury her. Cremated's an idea, though. Have a teeny tiny Bingus urn. That would be so sad. I feel like having a teeny tiny Bingus urn is worse. That makes me so much more sad than just burying her in the backyard. And she's like, stop talking about me like I'm dead. I know. You got a few years left in you. Yes, you do. With my luck, Bingus is going to be that dog that lives to be 30 for some freaking reason. Yeah. I know you got his little display over there. I've never had a pet aside from like a small animal that's passed away. Because like we had the birds, you know, growing up, but they were just little parakeets. And we had bunnies and the guinea pigs and stuff, and those got buried. But I've never had a dog that's passed away aside from Odie, and she was, you know, at a vet already, so. Bingus does worry me sometimes, though. Like, she scares me. Because there's sometimes at night, like, I roll over and I look at her, and she's not breathing. And I'm like, Bingus. Bingus? And then she doesn't answer, and I'll, like, touch her, and I'll shake her a little bit, and she still doesn't move. And I'm like, Bingus! And she's like... And I'm like, you weren't breathing! She scares the shit out of me when she does that. Yes, you do. You scare me when you don't breathe. You're kind of freaking me out right now, though, with your little hyperventilating thing you got going on. If you're hot, don't be in the chair, babe. Go lay in the living room. Go get some water. Go on. Come on. Get up. She's like, I don't wanna. Up, Bingus. Come on. Yeah, come on. You got dirt all over you. Who chewed on you? I know who chewed on you. It's a stupid question. Come on, up. Yeah, hot and sweaty bingle. Oh, big stretch. Yeah. Don't get back in your chair. You can go lay on the couch in the living room, babe. No, she's gonna lay right here on the floor. Turns out she just ignores me. Yeah, I think that's part of what Bingus is doing too. She just does, she's like, I'm sleeping, leave me alone. Yeah. If you're hot, go get some water, babe. There you go. Go get some water. She drives me nuts. She lays here. She's like, I'm so hot. I don't know what to do about it. Crazy dog. Don't worry. She'll be back. Did you get some water? Do not lay on the fur, I swear to God. Thank you. Lays between the pieces. Did you go get some water? I don't think you did. They might be out of water out there right now. I doubt it, though. She also likes to just walk over to the bowl, look at it, and then come back, even if it's full of water, so... Who knows? What are you doing? Are you gonna get in her spot? You gonna up? Well, not on my lap. No, not on my lap. In the chair, bud. You gonna up? Come on, up. Get in it. Up. He's like, nah, I don't think so. No, I do not want a lizard. I just went over how I don't have time for more pets. Would you stop licking me? It's just me booping him, and he's just licking me every time. Like a little weirdo. Do I taste good? He's like, no, you taste horrible. It's not my fault you have too many lizards, Amber. There we go. Yeah. You should probably get one of those. I don't know what all the laws are for exotic animals. I just know that they exist. Plus, then you'll also have to pay sales tax anyway, because the government likes to take our money. But then you'll have the babies. And then maybe you'll go to too many cons. We were informed by Pixel and Fuse that apparently in Chicago this weekend there was an Ace Hardware convention. Which is the silliest thing. I didn't know Ace Hardware had conventions, but I really kind of wanted to go. Like, I don't want to go for Chicago. I just want to go for the Ace Hardware convention, honestly. I want to see what they got going on there. Amber. Too many conventions. We need to convince Mom to come to MCFC. I think she'd like it. And it's cheaper than her cruises. Right? Like, I was like, hold on. What do you mean? Like, it's a convention, right? So, like, it's just a bunch of people conventing. But... you know, like, it's all stuff that Ace Hardware has. Like, cool shit. And I'm like, oh, I kind of want to go look. I want to go see. So, maybe next year. Maybe if they have it next year, we'll go. I don't like driving in Chicago because it's awful down there. I hate driving in cities in general, honestly. Like, driving in Detroit is going to be a nightmare. And I don't even have to drive through Detroit. Like, it's literally get off the highway and drive for 3 blocks. But it's still a pain. So, you know, it is what it is. But we'll figure it out. Because once when I know where I'm going, it'll be easier. I kind of know the path I have to take once I get off the highway. Because like I said, it's not that far. But the streets are stupid there. So actually going that way is a pain. Need more red-eyed tree frogs. I have an extra tank, but I'm waiting for something to catch my eye. A skink would be fun. That would be fun. I think Mom should let you have a snake. Get a little snake. Snakes are cute. Snakes stink. We had a milk snake in our compost the one time. Just a little guy. And he milked all over me, and it smelled so bad. Like, I spooked him quite a bit. I wasn't trying to, but I really needed him to get out of our compost so we didn't accidentally, you know, chop him in half with our shovel while we were stirring it. So we were trying to move him to a better spot. He was not having it. He was very unhappy with me. And I was like, I'm sorry. And then he squirted all over me, like down my shirt, on my shoes. It was awful. It reeked. It smelled like rotten baby vomit. And it looked like It looked inappropriate. It was gross. Ooh, sand boas are so derpy! Those are the ones with the silly little faces, aren't they? With the eyeballs on top, because they wiggle down. And they're so stupid looking. Sand boas are so silly. I'm really a big fan of just your basic ball python, because they're just little cute pupper snakes. They look like little puppies, but they're snakes. And there's all different colors. Like, there's just so many of them. I also like, oh, what was that one snake? I forget what the species was, but it's like a black iridescence. So it like shifts color in the sunlight, and that is so pretty. But honestly, like, I care more about temperament, so I would like a cuddly snake. The forest, buddy. Okay. And Bingus is back in her chair again. Eek. Oh man, are we even gonna have time to finish this before 4 o'clock? Probably not. I'm hoping to at least finish this piece. The hand sewing of this piece. Doesn't help that I'm running out of thread. I think having a snake would be cute though. I don't have nearly enough expertise to have a decent setup for a snake though. Like, I'd have to do a lot more research before I got one, if I were to get one. And even then, I probably never will. Just because reptiles are expensive and a lot of work. But that would be cute. There you go. Yeah. Look at me go. Tying knots. Like I do every day. If there's anything that I've gotten particularly good at, it is tying knots. Simple, tight knots. And I blame crochet. There's an interesting amount of overlap between sewing and crochet. Mostly in the how you do things category, because like there is some sewing involved with some crochet projects. Like stuffed animals, you usually have to sew pieces together. You make the arms, you make the legs, and then you sew them to the body type deal. But that's usually just a whip stitch. But then sometimes you'll use a blanket stitch to make a patterned edge if you don't want to crochet it. Or sewing your granny squares together type deal. But like crochet has what's called a magic ring, which is kind of just a fancy knot. And I've learned some really good ways to tie knots because of crochet. Just to get nicer looking pieces, because when your thread, your yarn is easily 10 times as thick as this, it's pretty thick. I did crochet once a giant Cthulhu plushie using 10, I think it was actually 8, I think it was just 8 different colors of yarn, and it came out so ugly because none of the colors actually matched together. But I made a crochet pattern for that Cthulhu plushie. Very cute, yada yada. And I basically just modified it by using a different yarn and crochet hook, and I ended up taking a plushie that is normally this big and turning it into a plushie that was this big. It was very thick, not very soft. It was ugly as all hell, but it was a Cthulhu plushie. And I do plan on bringing some of those copies to YumaCon, because I'm going to be selling crochet patterns at YumaCon, along with some of my yarns. Not that I have a whole lot of yarns to sell, but, you know. I have some. I think I also have a pizza blanket and stuff like that I'm going to be bringing. I'm going to bring some of my extra stuff, my props and my stuff. I have an umbrella. I have a couple umbrellas still, actually, that I'll be bringing. Because it would be nice to... Those are usually pretty good props, I think. It depends on the plush. I usually charge based on size and type of yarn. Because, like, you can make a 5-inch plush out of cheap yarn for, like, 30 bucks. But if you're using softer, expensive yarn, it might be $60 easily, you know? Or if you're using bulky yarn and you're making a 30-inch plush, it might also be $60. But if you're using fancy bulky yarn, it might be $200. Like, it really, really depends on what exactly we're using for materials and how big a plushie is. But usually for like your average size plushie, they go anywhere between $30 to $80. It also depends like how many details there are. Like I do Fursona plushies a lot these days, where people send me a reference sheet of their character and we'll pick out some yarns and make a plushie out of that. And those usually go for around $80 to $100 for simple ones. Just because I have to design it to match the character, and we usually use nicer yarns, but it depends. It's especially difficult now that Joann's is dead, because Joann's had a massive yarn section. Like everywhere else has yarn, sure, but it's the same 10 colors from the same 2 brands, you know. Like Big Twist is pretty much just gone now. It's impossible. But a lot of times you can use Red Heart Super Saver. Problem is most places only have some Red Heart Super Saver, and Red Heart Super Saver has hundreds of colors available. Which I suppose I could probably order online, but it depends. That's generally the response for almost everything I make, is, oh, well, how much does XYZ cost? It depends! That's the problem with custom stuff, is it's custom, so how much do you want to spend? But it is what it is, you know? I also want to try making some bandanas to sell at the con, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time between trying to make more large tails, because those sold really well at the last con I was at. To the point that we're actually almost out of tails, and I definitely need to make more. So we're going to try and make some more large tails. Yeah, hi. Hello. Yeah. Is that how you feel? But I don't know. It is what it is. We shall find out. Magnets occasionally. I don't have the original file for my paw print magnets anymore, so if I ever do paw print magnets again, I will have to remake the file from scratch, but sometimes I do. I do have keychains still. I have the little Patch and Alfie keychains. Those still exist. I probably won't make different keychains for a while, just because it's very expensive to get stuff from China now. Unfortunately. And they just don't sell well enough for me to justify it. Like, I usually sell a few at cons, but I don't sell a whole lot. If I do, I would really, really, really like to get a Crimes keychain for Patch, because I think getting a little square that is transparent, that just says Crimes on each side, and then I'd like it to be reflected on the back, so then you just see Patch's little booty as he's doing his little Crimes pose with all the Crimes text backwards. I think that'd be very silly. That's future me. It's all stuff I don't currently have timer monies for, unfortunately. We're not doing very hot this year, gonna be honest. Everyone's a little bit broke. But I'm really, really, really hoping that, Brain hole. I'm really hoping brain hole. For the critters as tank. Oh, that would be cute. That would be really cute. I think you would have to find a local person rather than the because I usually use Vo Grace for keychains, and I mean you could order like individual ones if you're looking for acrylic anyway. They do let you order individual keychains, but it's gonna be really expensive to do that. But even if you just wanted like 3D printed keychains, those are pretty easy to make. In fact, I'm pretty sure Dad could figure that out. It's really not that hard to make a 3D printed keychain with, you know, text on it or something. Or little magnets. The hard part is making sure the magnets fit. But that would be so cute. Have little tank identifiers with little names on them, whatever. Species. That would be really cute. Now I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking it's really cute. It's stuck in my head now, Amber. Look what you did. Forest, the pillow's for cuddling. Yeah, it's for cuddling. And your tail looks like a toilet brush. It does. It looks like a toilet brush. Someday. Hi, baby mans. I actually just ordered some more filament for the 3D printer because I'm almost out of white. And I need white filament for eye blanks and stuff. And also, don't make weird faces at me. And also, brain hole. I don't remember. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Do I remember Forrest? No? Cool. Oh, and I ordered a transparent filament for that project. For my big personal project that has all these extra things. that I've never done before that I'm trying to do. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be so cool. But it's gonna take a lot of work. The hard part is I have to actually learn how to 3D model a little bit more than I actually know how to do. Because I have to do shapes. Shape lead. Like I gotta learn how to make a hinge, really, is what I gotta do. Because a hinge and a clasp. Which you would think would be easy enough, but no. It's not. Probably especially not with how I am doing things. It might actually be easier to do a hinge and a magnet with what I plan on doing, so maybe I'll do that instead. That might actually be better. I think that's the plan. Because then it'll magnet shut. Which will be nice. Alrighty. And we have this 5-piece. Yeah. Huzzah. I don't know, there's still some big gaps on these. Okay. This is Future Me's problem, to do the rest of the leggies. And by future mean, I mean me in like 2 hours from now. But for now, I have to go take a break, start making some dinner, all that good stuff. So, let's find a raid. We'll go skedaddle somewhere and hang out. We have a few options. Let's go. Let's go see what they're doing with that bobbin lace, because they've been working on that curtain for a second now. And it looks like, ooh, they might have made a lot of progress. It's gonna be fun. I'm very interested, actually, in the bobbin lace that they're doing. So, we shall skedaddle over there, and I will see you guys Wednesday? Wednesday.